Hello everyone, I'm Joel Baird, the General Manager of Missoula Community Access TV.
And I'm Kim Anderson, Associate Director of Humanities Montana and on the board of MCAT.
Welcome to our, October 26th edition of Missoula Live.
Yes.
We usually say stuff and we're eager to say stuff.
We have plenty to say.
Yeah, we're going to say it later because everyone has to go. Not the least of which is Jess Coulter. She's in the studio with her son Everett for A Carousel for Missoula and Dragon Hollow.
And Everett's already been very patient.
Yeah.
So.
He has on a great costume. It's a dinosaur one.
Oh, dragon.
Dragon.
Cool.
Look at this. Yes, he's flying.
And he has like a helmet or
He
something.
has a hat, but he's not very happy.
No,
We're not going to push our luck there.
Push our luck. So, Jess, what is going on? Is Dragon Hollow turning into Haunted Hollow?
Yes, so this is the fourth year that we have turned Dragon Hollow into Haunted Hollow at Halloween time. And it's a haunted house that's designed especially for a little bit younger. So we say it's designed for under 12. And so we make it a little bit spooky and a little bit silly. And so it's a little bit more appropriate for kids than some of the other haunted houses in Missoula. It's this Thursday and Friday, the 29th and 30th, from 6 to 8 p.m. And Everett has a lot to say about it. And it's $4 for kids and $6 for adults.
Oh, that's
really
good.
fun.
And you said you've had pretty good success with that.
Yeah, we've had about 500 people come through so far, and we've been working with the university players at the University of Montana and with some volunteer groups from Hellgate to make it really great this year. And we have some sponsors that have really enabled us to do a lot with it too. So our thanks to Neptune Aviation and the Montana Down Syndrome Association and Missoula Textile Services.
Oh, they've all helped. That's great.
Yeah.
And we were talking about it before we started the show, that some haunted houses are too much for younger kids. They still would enjoy to be kind of stimulated to use their imagination at a location, but if they have like people screaming with meat cleavers, and I've been to some scary ones,
it's
just
too much for the little ones.
Yeah.
So this one, we actually even can tone up or down the scariness based on how the group is responding. So if the group is really scared, then we have some ways to kind of calm down the rest of the tour. And if the group's just really loving it, then we can make it a little bit scarier.
Right.
So we make it really scary, huh, buddy? So it's pretty fun, and we don't have very many people who think it's too much, but people really seem to enjoy what we have.
Oh, it's fun.
And the dates again, because it's already happened.
Yes, so we had 3 days already, this past Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
And great turnout, I hear.
Yes.
500.
This coming Thursday and Friday are our final days, so the 29th and 30th.
And just 6 to 8 p.m.
Yes.
So it'll be dark by then. Jeez.
Yeah, I know, it's getting so dark.
Fall back. Oh, that happens well at whatever.
We've got a little bit, it's usually the first about 30 to 45 minutes is in the light, so if you want a really unspooky come in the light. A lot of people have said they come specifically for the time when it's in the light, and then it does get dark and it gets a little bit spookier just because of the lighting.
Yeah, and for folks who have never been, it's located at Carousel Park, right to the north side of the Clark Fork River.
Yes, and it starts inside with a haunted carousel ride, and then
That's
we take them
cool.
Oh, fun.
And we go rain or shine, so even if the weather's a little rough, please still come down. We'll move some of the elements inside so that we don't have the little ones outside too.
And there's parking right down there.
Yeah, lots of parking at night.
Yeah,
especially at night.
And now, is there a ticket price to
Yep,
this?
so it's $4 for under 12 and $6 for 12 plus, except under 3 is free.
Okay.
Oh, that would be you, Everett. You would be free.
Did I surprise you?
You got it. Yeah, that was scary.
Well, Jess, anything you want to add?
And no, I encourage people to come down and check it out. If you're not sure if it's right for your little one, we're happy to walk just an adult through to decide if it's quite right. And a lot of times the littlest ones will just take a carousel ride.
Oh, that's nice.
That's just an option too.
Can't lose, really.
Yeah.
All right, we better let you go. Everett, thank you for coming.
Yes.
Being so
Bye-bye.
very patient.
Bye.
Well, so we're going to go and we'll be back with members of CFAC and I just wanted to say, MCAT is doing an animation drop-in every Saturday from 1 to 5, and maybe Scott will show that great PSA I made with more details, and we'll be right back after this. He's not.
Great.
He's showing the day.
Plugged into anything. Is this remote?
It's wireless.
Okay.
And we're back. So you were just looking at last year's MCAT coverage of the Day of the Dead parade, and it's happening again this year, and I forgot to look out when. I want someone to come from Zootown Arts, and they're all busy. Tarn's like taking a class, Kia's teaching a class. I don't know.
I got to watch because my office is right there, the steamroller printing going on last week.
Oh, that's great. Well, if you, dear viewer, are interested in those proceedings, you can go to the Zootown Arts Community Center, the ZACC, which is zacc.org, and learn more about it. They're going to have workshops on how to make a costume, and they have different events for kids and adults alike during that melancholic season. So, members of CFAC are here, Community Food and Agriculture
We have a full
Coalition.
couch.
We have a full couch with Kristen King-Reese, and she is a land use program manager, Andy Hayes, landowner, farmer, rancher, and Bonnie Buckingham, executive director. Welcome all.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Great
so
to be here.
something must have occasioned your visit. I can't remember what it was.
Well,
Yes.
as you know, we just wanted to give an update on what is happening, especially around ag land conservation and the policies that are happening right now through the planning board and the county commissioners.
Oh, that's
Now, we
right.
know that the inward growth policy, our Missoula, that whole planning just took place, and we did a little interview with Lavelle Means,
Oh, great.
and she was talking about it. Does it include, or is it on a county level that includes communities set aside for agricultural use?
So a number of members of CFAC did participate in our Missoula. It is a separate process,
Okay.
and it is the growth policy update for the next 30 years.
Wow.
And the really great thing about it is everybody was in agreement that agriculture is really important to our community, that we want to focus inward, that growth needs to occur in the city so that the fringe area and the agricultural land is actually protected. So it dovetails really nicely with the county process, which is now happening as well. And the county is looking at their growth policy, but this is actually subdivision regulation. And so at the point of subdivision, we are looking at policies that will actually protect agricultural land from urban sprawl.
Interesting. Because, part of the notion here is that as Missoula grew, a lot of places that provided arable land, that people that were working farms, small, they got lost in translation, right? That nothing was set aside. And there's been a history in Missoula for subdivisions of saying we need a park set aside, right? If you're going to make 140 houses, then we need a half-acre park somewhere in there, and this was something the developer had to look to. So is community agriculture on a similar footing as the park regulation?
That is part of the regulation. There are actually a number of different options that developers can use when they go to subdivide.
Okay.
So one of the options is to set aside certain pieces of the land, the best agricultural land, develop on the land that isn't as good, and keep some land open for agriculture. They can also pay cash in lieu fee and be able to develop, but make sure that there is funds set aside to purchase agricultural land and conservation easements to keep it in agriculture. And really, the options are set out to really make sure that as we go into the next generation of farmers, that we're able to still have agriculture, that we can still access local food, that we can still grow food here in our valley, which is very important to people, as we see by farmers markets and CSAs and all the interest in local food right now.
There is, isn't there? I mean, the farmers markets this season seemed just booming.
Yeah.
Just booming with folks.
Now, Andy, as an agriculturist, as a farmer, how did you get involved with this organization, and why are you involved?
Well, because I love the land, and I love working the land and raising a crop, a commodity off of the land, and I could see our agricultural land disappearing, and I've lived in Missoula County all of my life, so, I still have a little bit of memories of the 50s and 60s when we had huge agricultural fields and large beef production going on and hay production in the 70s and 80s, and just saw it dwindle and dwindle away with our subdivisions as they started creeping out of the city core and into our prime agricultural lands as time went on, and felt like I wanted to be active in trying to save that land and to save agriculture for our future.
Yeah, that's great. Where is your land? Where's your farm?
It's at the top of Evero Hill.
Oh, nice.
Right as you crest Evero Hill, if you look to your right going north, which everybody drives that highway, is my dad's ranch that I run now. He's 89 years old, and he owns a couple hundred acres there, and we put it in a conservation easement in 2007. And now I'm farming that ranch for him with his advice and help.
And that's one of the tools that's available to people, isn't it? That
Absolutely.
Conservation easements.
Right, and the Five Valleys Land Trust has been great about doing that and putting lots of things under conservation easements. And it's just there's so many pieces that need to be saved that not just one organization can do it.
Right.
We think that there needs to be some other tools as well besides that.
And Scott put up your website. I'm thinking, if people want to get involved, what are some of the ways they can get involved with CFAC?
So we've had a great response this year. This summer we were at the farmers market. We had the artist Claire Emery doing soil installations. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Yes, I saw.
Yeah.
And then we had a Facebook presence, and people really got involved. They sent letters into CAPS. They came to the meetings, and we would love to see people continuing to be involved. Go to our website and just check for updates. We don't know when the next public meeting is, but we would love a big showing of people wanting to protect farmland at the meeting. And we're going to have some fun events, and one of them is we're going to be part of Savor November 18th, which is the Missoula Independent has a kind of a food week.
Oh, yeah, that's wonderful.
Yeah, so the Buttercup, we're joining up with the Buttercup, and we're having a Meet Your Farmer, Meet Your Rancher event with food, and beverages and maybe some music, so,
Fun.
yeah,
On November the 18th,
right.
at what we call Freddy's Feed-and-Read. We should
Right.
stop.
I know,
Call it
I know.
The Buttercup.
Freddy's.
Yeah.
1221 Helen Avenue.
Avenue.
How do you like them
Yeah,
apples?
very
It's
good.
right behind my house.
Yeah, you would know.
Yeah.
More neighbors.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So yeah, we would love to have a big showing at that, and it'll be fun.
That
There'll be
sounds fun.
a lot of different farmers and ranchers there, and people can get to know them and savor some great food. So
Yeah, and the chef Ian just is a wonderful cook. If you haven't been by there, check it out. So he does beautiful things with local food.
Yes, it does.
That's great. So, dear viewers, you can go to Missoula spelled out, CFAC, CFAC, so it's MissoulaCFAC.org to learn more about it. And I saw this, I copied this for Scott and he put it up, and it says on the little screen, or stop by 117 West Broadway. So you have offices there? Is that still true?
do.
We got it from the website.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
still true.
And
just,
so
just
people
above
can
Office
stop
City.
by.
Yes.
You guys are above Office City.
Yeah.
Oh, I had no
There's
idea.
a
I always
little
go
doorway
there.
right in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, easy.
Oh,
neat. So
yeah,
next
yeah.
time you're walking around downtown.
Regular 9 to
Pop
5
up,
type
drop
deal?
on in.
There's
Yes.
there's a nice sign on the door that says CFAC, so they'll know
Okay.
they're going into the right place.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's an
Exactly.
issue that's more and more in people's minds, and it's great to know of ways that you can help or get involved, because this is my first year with the CSA, and it changed my summer. It was
Yeah, wasn't it
wonderful.
great to get all that stuff?
Yeah, it was really fun. I
And,
like.
and they could give a call, 544-9792.
Sure.
Okay.
Well, thank you for
Good luck
coming
with
by.
everything.
Yeah,
and
good
thank
luck
you
with
so
that
much.
event.
Okay.
And Scott, did you find? He found. So I'm going to say again that MCAT is offering stop-in animation for kids 9 to 13 every Saturday, 1 to 5 p.m. And here's a PSA to tell you more about it. MCAT is turning Saturdays around. We're raising the bar for fun with animation workshops using Play-Doh, Legos, stop-action animation. This program is suitable for kids age 9 to 13. Every Saturday at MCAT, drop-in animation workshop, kids meeting other kids. MCAT, 500 North Higgins.
I'm a junior at Sentinel High School, and I need a smart school because I want to be able to study political science when I graduate.
I want to be able to focus on learning and not waiting for slow technology.
I want to be able to focus on learning, not sweating in August and freezing all winter long.
MCPS is hosting community open houses in every school.
Learn how that impacts students like me.
Have the opportunity to provide input and ask questions.
Get smart about our public schools.
Visit a Smart Schools 2020 open house.
Please visit www.mcpsmd.org.
Sergeant Greg Amos with the Missoula Police Department. I'd like to talk a little bit about something I see downtown routinely, and that is pedestrians crossing against the pedestrian heads. So I'd just like to explain what is actually legal. You cannot begin crossing in the crosswalk when it's either flashing and in the countdown or solid red. The only time it's legal to begin crossing in that crosswalk is when the white crossing sign is displayed. What the countdown is for, and the only thing that that's there for, is to tell you how much time you have to finish crossing the street, presuming that you started when it was legal to do so.
I'm Montana Hope.
I am Montana Hope.
I am Montana Hope.
For the last 30 years, the Montana Hope Project has been granting wishes to Montana children who face life-threatening illnesses.
I'm Montana Hope.
To make a donation and help their wishes come true, please visit montanahope.org.
We are Montana Hope. And we are back with Susan Campbell Reneau. She is chaplain with the United Veterans Council of Ravalli and Missoula County. Susan, welcome back.
Thanks
and
for
I
coming
think that
back.
I did not get the memo to wear a matching green.
I know. If I'd known you were going to be here, I would have.
The phone call.
I would have worn red, white, and blue if I'd known you were coming on.
We like to blend into our mural and allow the guests full flower.
So lovely.
Well, your voice is sounding so much better. Congratulations.
So much better. I've had 4 surgeries.
Oh,
my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
But it's back December 15th for another surgery. And hopefully it'll get better.
It's making a huge difference,
right now I sound
though.
sultry.
Yes, you do.
Oh, it's smoky. You know, like a cold has been left behind.
And I don't smoke.
Yeah. That's great.
Anyway, next Wednesday.
Veterans Day, November 11th.
Right.
Which was begun in honor of World War I. It was called Armistice Day, as many of our elderly remember. And about 4 years ago, we have always had a beautiful service, and we still have a very beautiful service outside at 11 o'clock in the morning at the courthouse.
At the courthouse, right.
But it is beastly cold, and sometimes it snows.
Yeah.
And sometimes the wind blows and the rain. And about 4 years ago, we had a very lovely man, a veteran, who had served in combat, come down with a hideous, hideous disease and ended up in a wheelchair. And because of this, the United Veterans Council felt it was important to have an indoor Veterans Day service. So we did not want to interfere with the beautiful service that is put on by American Legion 101 and Dan Gallagher. He does a beautiful job.
Yes.
But at 3 o'clock in the afternoon now, forever, until the day I die or someone else takes over for me.
There you go.
We are going to have an indoor service at Grizzly Peak Independent Living, which is at 3600 American Way. And if you shop at Home Depot, it is right across the street from Home Depot. And it's a beautiful service, and we want everybody in the whole world to come.
So the entire public is invited.
Everybody can come.
Even though it is at a independent living center.
Right.
So people shouldn't get the wrong idea like, oh, that's only for seniors,
No,
or it's
no,
only
no.
something going on for the residents
No.
there.
No, it's for everybody. And last year we had about, oh goodness, I would say half the people who came to the program were not from Grizzly Peak. And the really cool thing last year is we dedicated a flag that had been sent to us by the troops that had received care packages from the United Veterans Council.
Oh, that work you were doing some years ago.
Yeah, we
Oh,
had sent care packages to them a few months before, and they sent us a flag that had flown over their station, which we thought was way cool.
Yeah.
And they wrote us this cute little note, and the ladies from Grizzly Peak had helped wrap it. And so we dedicated the flag, and it's still flying at Grizzly Peak.
Oh.
So this year we are going to rededicate it, and we are going to give them a new flag in case they need one. Although I looked at it the other day, and it's still in good
hanging
shape.
on. Now you had sent also a press release
Yes.
on Major General Matthew T. Quinn.
Yes.
And is
Handsome
he
dude.
part of? Is he
He's a
part?
very, very handsome
I can
dude.
see
We've
that.
got a picture right here. I don't think you can zoom in, but
Okay, you got the color version.
I have the color version.
Right.
So
Nice guy.
he is part of the ceremony at Grizzly Peak on November 11th at 3 p.m.
He is going to be the keynote speaker, and he is the head kahuna, and that is a scientific term.
Right.
For the head honcho for the military in Montana. He is a major general, which he is a 3-star general. He is the top military person in Montana. He happens to be from Missoula.
Oh.
And he has 3 beautiful daughters that I have had the honor and privilege of working with through essay contests, and they're just charming young ladies. And he has a beautiful wife, and he has actually been a dear friend of mine for many years. He is a wonderful gentleman and very down to earth, even though he is a highfalutin, hoi
That's right.
polloi,
Commander of the
big-time
Montana
guy.
National Guard.
He is a big time guy.
Yeah.
But he's really cool. And he's going to give a wonderful, very inspirational talk. And very often we get World War II and Korea veterans that are still very active and show up in uniform and they're saluting the general. And I get chills talking about it. It's very precious.
And he will be the keynote speaker.
Yes, he will.
At 3 p.m.
3 p.m. on November 11th.
The 11th day of the 11th month. And the armistice rumored to have been signed in the 11th hour.
That's
That
right.
is true.
Yes.
You are very good.
And this is at Grizzly Peak.
Yes.
And is there a place people could go if they haven't been scribbling this down to get this information?
Facebook.
Oh, good.
Although
good.
I don't know how to get onto Facebook.
People have
Some of you
accounts.
out there know how to do
A few people have figured it out.
I know.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't mind
I
if
actually have a Facebook that I don't access. But Facebook, you go to Grizzly Peak Retirement, and it will be on there. Stephanie, I talked to, she has typed it in, and it will be there. There are real cushy, comfortable chairs that will be available to anyone who shows up.
It's
for the
a
program.
lovely facility.
It is
yeah.
wonderful. We have a lovely lady in your lobby right now. Hi, Amy, who refused
Yes.
to come on. And she's a resident of Grizzly Peak, and she will be there along with all the residents. But it is for everybody, and it's free.
Ah, great.
And
Thank
That
you.
is nice, Susan.
And
too,
in
but-
addition, there is a wonderful breakfast at the American Legion Post 27 that very morning. And that is going to be with donation only. We encourage people to come. It starts at 7 in the morning. And also the VFW is doing a wonderful breakfast at the Post on Main Street. So
Right.
take advantage of it. And of course, Post 101, have you had Dan Gallagher come in?
No, not yet. He's going to hopefully do a morning show.
Okay,
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
anyway, his program is at 11 o'clock on November 11th.
Right.
On the
But that's
courthouse
outside,
lawn,
and it's
right.
really, really cold.
We'll
Yeah, I
see
mean,
what
this
the
is a
day
great
brings.
alternative for
It
people,
is.
so thank you
It
for
is.
putting that together,
And
Susan.
thank you for wearing green in such perfect coordination.
We'll be right back. We still have more show.
More guests?
I think it's
Yes.
Kyle and Austin next.
Oh, good.
President Without a Cause when we get right back.
Sergeant Greg Amison with the Missoula Police Department. I'd like to talk a little bit about bicycles riding on the sidewalks in the city of Missoula, which we see a lot because Missoula is a very bike-friendly town. I would just like to let bicyclists know that they do have to yield to pedestrians on the sidewalk safely because they travel faster than a pedestrian, so they do have to do that in a safe manner. And then when you get to a crosswalk, you are actually required to slow your bicycle down to what would be called a pedestrian pace, and you cannot begin crossing until it's safe to do so.
Buckle up, Montana. Life is a ride you want to stay on. Send a buckle up reminder to a friend at plantolive.mt.gov.
Here's your bear spray, babe.
I don't need it. I can outrun them. Look, I ran track in high school.
No, you can't. You're not supposed to run from bears. And you did the shot put.
Okay, I'll spray down.
What? No, don't spray it!
My feet! My feet!
Don't do this to me, Jefferson.
The public finds you weak. You lack fortitude. You need to fight.
Mr. President, always good to see a trusted friend. You remember my wife, Sally?
I crave you, Sally Fairfax. You're so banging.
What about your wife?
I love my wife, but that's not what's going on here.
What is going on here?
Redcoats.
Well, 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 look who it is. President Wishingwell.
Someone is behind all this.
A part of me died that day, George.
And we are back with the
Yeah.
filmmakers of the clip you just saw. And this is going to be like resetting it up. So in the studio is Austin, Ian, and Kyle. Welcome. Thanks for coming over.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, so President Without a Cause, what were we just seeing there?
So that was a 1.5-minute trailer for our short film, President Without a Cause, that was shot last May, and it's showing this November, Saturday the 14th at the Roxy Theater.
At 9 p.m.?
9 p.m.
Okay, I got that part. Well,
and the film is already an award-winning short film, is it not?
Only in our minds.
Yeah. They did a different one
That's right.
for
That's
Dude
right.
in 72.
No, you're already award-winning filmmakers, is what I meant to say. That's so true. Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
is it twice in a row? Not to deflect from President Without a Cause, but now you just won Saturday night. Dude in 72. You got the best, the $500 award.
Yeah.
Did you get that last year?
Last year we got third.
It was third for that. Was excellent.
Yeah. And then the first year we got first again, but it was actually we got second and first place didn't show.
Oh yeah.
So we ended up getting first.
That was a pretty
But
good
we
one.
placed 3 out of the 4 times.
Pretty
Yeah,
impressive.
exactly. It's pretty impressive.
Well, can you guys just give us a little idea of what President Without a Cause is about? Tragedy, drama, soap opera, telenovela?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good mashup of every single thing you just said, I
Really?
think. Yeah, especially the
telenovela.
I'm like, man, I'm good.
It's like a historical drama with karate and romance. Lots of
romance.
It basically stemmed from it being a love story. I mean, the whole idea started over some beers, and we realized that Ian could pull off playing George Washington.
Yeah, that's really
There's
true.
something very presidential.
If you look at a quarter.
Very
it's the exact
presidential,
same.
yes.
So from there, we were talking, and he's a black belt, so he's like, okay, we have to have President George Washington
doing karate.
And then people were drawing parallels to Abraham Lincoln, vampire slayer.
Oh,
So
sure, that's right.
Then I was like, let's flip it on its head and do a love story, but still have some karate.
Right.
With karate.
And I like the contrast that I saw in the trailer, right, of the vernacular with the period costume.
Yeah.
So Ben Franklin's in it.
Thomas Jefferson.
Yeah. So Kyle plays Thomas Jefferson.
Okay.
And then he's George Washington.
The
George
intellect.
Washington.
Any other revolutionary figures?
No.
Not in this
Well, I
one.
mean, other than Martha Washington,
Yeah.
and then Sally Fairfax, who you see in the trailer, and her husband, George Williams Fairfax, which is all historically accurate.
Okay.
Yeah, it all.
So are they in our, I don't think you don't need to give it away, but I'm just curious. Are these figures in contemporary time, or is the whole thing set back in 1770 something?
It's all a parallel dimension to
Oh,
ours.
that explains it.
The fourth dimension above ours.
Yeah.
You know?
So kind of sci-fi too.
Yeah, there's a science fiction element, and then the title "President Without a Cause" is obviously a play on "Rebel Without a Cause," so there's a '50s kind of greaser element in there too.
So is there a chance this is going to be expanded to a full-length feature sometime soon?
Possibly. We played around with ideas of what would happen after the movie.
Right.
And really turning it into a series is a possibility.
Oh, that would be fun.
Really, it kind of depends on what the response, at the Roxy will be, and if we put it online. But doing maybe a webisode.
Yeah.
We're open to all sorts of ideas. So, if there's a producer out there who wants to fund the webisode series of President Without a Cause,
They should look you up.
They
for
should look
sure.
us
And
up.
I'm sure there is.
Is there a web page for the movie?
No, we need a producer for that too.
Okay.
Ah, okay.
Is there a Facebook event page,
yes,
right?
yeah,
Yes.
So
Facebook
people,
event
just
page.
as Susan said last time, if they forget what we're saying, and I almost did, November 14th, 9 p.m., Roxy Theater, 718 South Higgins, they should go to Facebook and
Right.
put in President
Without a Cause.
Also,
get it.
the Roxy Theater will have the event up on their website, and you can buy tickets in advance there. Tickets are $6, so.
That's not bad. How long is the presentation?
So the movie President Without a Cause is only 15 minutes long, but we're showing a collection of some of our other films.
Oh, are you?
One of them being M Squad, which
just won people at the Dude in 72 contest Saturday night at the Roxy.
And then to kind of wrap up the night and fill out the bill, we're doing a special showing of our old film, Star Wars: The Bovine Prophecy.
Which is a favorite for everyone.
So that will be, we'll have an intermission after we show the collection of shorts, and if people want to leave, because it's going to be going late, starts late. And, so
that's
if people want to leave at intermission, they can. But if people want to see Star Wars: The Bovine Prophecy.
Again.
Which we can recommend, right? You've seen it. I've seen it a bunch. It's really, really funny.
And I mean, that movie came out of being here.
It was like an MCAT movie in a way.
Oh, that's a nice
Well, it was like an in and out of MCAT movie. Like they would come, get their stuff, like the camera. They didn't use that giant camera, that huge,
huge tripod.
Hans, I mean, you guys have been working together for a long time.
Yeah, we have.
Since
How long?
Kyle, you were about 15?
Yeah, so like 16 years, pretty much.
Wow.
So.
That's very cool.
It is really cool. Well, anything else you want to say about the movie?
Future plans?
Yeah, well, they mentioned that a little, I guess. But the web, right?
That would be cool.
Yeah,
A webinar.
You know, either an episodic piece or, you know, I mean, it could be turned into a feature-length film as well. I mean, it could be a Broadway musical, really.
Yeah, that's really where.
And we also had a lot of fun doing M Squad, the winner, and I think we might want to pursue other things with that too.
That's kind of the plan at the moment. Is
your green screen thing was pretty awesome, and it's inspiring. You know, like Hank Green is here in town, and he's got, I don't know. I looked the other day and I thought he had like 6 million subscribers.
Yeah,
something like that. I was like, wow, it's fascinating. You know, that notion of what the web could provide in terms of like overnight sensation, or even though he and his brother worked for years and years and years, you know, to build up that
all the comedy that's now online. I mean,
people are definitely hungry for content.
Yeah.
We just can't help but keep creating content.
Yeah, it seems that way. I'm glad you're getting some rewards, like they won that thing, you know. Well, let's say it one more time, though, before we go.
Yes.
Saturday, November 14th, 9 p.m., Roxy Theater.
I'll be there.
President Without a Cause.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, thanks for taking the time to be on the show.
Thanks.
And we'll be right back. We have one more guest. It's Emily Etchart, and she's going to be up till dawn. We'll be right back.
In a town, Officer Sid Jensen has enough problems of his own. Things.
And what does our president do about it? Nothing!
How's Jill?
We broke up.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So you would arrest me, your own father.
Things are about to get weird.
Now let's go put some foot to balls! What the hell does that even mean?
I've seen this in every movie.
It's two different movies and different genres, that's what I'm saying.
It's the same genre.
No, okay.
It's the same crappy movie.
Oh, we're back. We're back with Emily Etchart, and she's representing Up Till Dawn. But I just wanted to make mention of the clip you saw while we were on break, and that is a clip of our own Christian Ackerman. Christian's worked here at MCAT for 15 years now, and he's always had an abiding interest, which has really helped his ability to mentor people in media and whatnot. He's had an interest in making his own goofy, he'll call them not B movies, but C movies, and movies made a wing and a prayer and duct tape.
Aspires to be movie.
That's right. And Christian's completed one such movie called Zombies of the Living Dead. And it too is going to be shown at the Roxy Community Theater on October the 29th at 7 p.m. and again at 9 p.m. And I'm sure he'd love it if you were to go to the film and say hi and so on. So I just wanted to say that. Emily, welcome to the show.
Thanks for
So you were
having
saying,
me.
oh, you're most welcome, that you're working at University of Montana as an intern in communications department.
Yeah, I'm an intern in the University Relations Department.
Relations.
Yes.
Relations for communications.
Yes, and we just realized that the reason we look familiar to each other is that we work on the same floor.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
And you're here with a particular cause, and I see from your T-shirt that the Up Till Dawn is for the benefit of St. Jude Children's Hospital.
Yes. So I'm on the executive board for UM's branch of Up Till Dawn, and we raise money for St. Jude Research Hospital. There are over 100 other Up Till Dawns throughout the rest of the country, and last year we met our fundraising goal of raising $37,742 for the hospital.
Wow.
And this year we have a goal of $44,000, which is equivalent to the price of radiation for a patient who has a brain tumor.
Okay, so you have a very
That's
specific
impressive.
goal with a specific treatment.
Yes.
Can you tell people a little more about St. Jude Children's Hospital?
Okay, so St. Jude was founded in 1962 in Memphis, Tennessee by Danny Thomas. And a really cool thing about St. Jude is that they are very adamant that they do not want their patients' families to have to pay for their treatments. It's awful enough having a sick child, and they just want the families to be able to focus on improving the health of their child. And one of the ways that it's possible for St. Jude to keep its doors open is by contributions by people like us or donors who are helping raise money to keep it going and continuing.
So how did you get involved with the cause?
Well, I was studying abroad last fall in Germany, I saw all over social media that there was the event going on, Up Till Dawn. It's always in November, and I thought it was really cool that I saw a lot of my peers just raising money for the hospital, because we reach out to a bunch of different people throughout campus to get as many students involved from all across the board. And I thought it was just a great cause to get involved with, and I applied to be on the board, so I'm on the executive board.
Oh.
That's neat.
Now, when is the fundraising event itself, and what does it entail?
And what happens?
Yeah, because you're up till dawn, we know that.
So our event is Friday, November 6th at Schreiber Gym, and it's from 11:55 p.m. to 6 a.m. And basically it's a celebration for all the participants who helped us fundraise, and we, as you know, stay up all night and play all sorts of games and have pizza and drink coffee and
try to stay awake.
Yeah.
And so it's celebrating the money we've raised for the hospital, but also in honor of all the sleepless nights that many of the patients' families have endured.
Yeah. And how do you raise the funds?
So, like I was saying, we reach out to different groups across campus, and they form teams of 6, and each of those teams of 6 is responsible for raising $132, which is the price of a red blood cell count. And so, yeah, basically they each reach out to their own network and try to get people to help donate to the cause.
It's a great idea breaking it down like that, because you know, when you say $44,000,
Yes, it seems a
that
lot.
sounds like a huge amount. But when you say $132,
$132.
you're like, I bet they could do that. So it just becomes more possible.
Definitely.
Is there a way for the general public, like our viewing audience, to get involved with the Up Till Dawn event?
Yes, so we do have a fundraising website. It's called fundraising.stjude.org/Montana. And then you just click the link that says Make a Gift, and you can donate there. There's also some explanations about who we are, and then you can see the top fundraisers throughout the board. Or you can go to our Facebook page, which is Up Till Dawn University of Montana.
Oh, good.
That's
See,
like the
this is where
theme
Facebook
today.
really
Yeah.
helps, though,
It's
because people
true.
get lost on the web, but when they're in that Facebook environment, you could say Up Till Dawn University of Montana,
Right. Yes.
and then connect right away with the information.
Absolutely.
Well, that's
And how are you doing towards your goal?
Yeah.
As of 4 o'clock today, we had 16,993.
Wow.
So we still have a little ways to go, but
Yeah.
either way, we're still going and raising money for the hospital.
And the event is November the 6th?
November 6th, Friday, November 6th.
Well,
Oh, that's
luck.
good. Then people can rest on Saturday.
Right. They won't
think
miss
that's
classes,
wise.
morning classes.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, Emily, thanks for coming by to talk about it.
Good luck. What a great cause, and it's great to see, students involved like this, raising money for a good cause.
Yeah, that's terrific. So Scott is going to show you a PSA. I don't know which one.
Something.
And we'll come back and say the things we usually say at the beginning of the show, but we wanted to get it going fast because Jess Coulter had to go with Everett, her 4-month-old.
The little baby dragon is getting
everybody was in a
impatient.
rush today. So we did the interviews faster, but we'll be back with some closing remarks after this.
I have the power.
I have the power.
I have the power.
I'm Attorney General Tim Fox. You have the power to report suspected child abuse. All it takes is one phone call to 1-866-820-KIDS. If you even suspect child abuse, call.
You have the power to protect Montana's kids.
This message is brought to you by the Montana Attorney General's Office, the Montana Department of Public Health and Human Services, and Northwestern Energy. If you keep tanning, indoors or out, the effects of harmful rays will show up on your skin. Wrinkles, age spots, and an increased risk of skin cancer, including melanoma, the deadliest form of skin cancer, and the second most common cancer in women 15 to 29. Stop tanning. Time may not be on your side. Learn how to protect your skin at spotskincancer.org. A message from the American Academy of Dermatology.
Have no fear for when I'm alone. I'll be better off than I was before. I've got this life.
And good frame rate.
Oh,
Here we
jeepers,
are.
we're back. Well, Kim has something she would like to tell you, and then we're going to visit with Mason Good, who is helping MCAT with our Saturday animation drop-in program, and maybe we'll show you that very interesting.
Yeah, we were just chatting with Mason about that amazing
But
little
then
short you just saw.
we thought we should do the announcements we didn't do at the beginning.
Right.
And Kim will tell you news now from Humanities
Montana. I do just want to let everyone out there know that we have right now a call for new programs. Our biggest statewide program is Montana Conversations. A lot of people think of it as our Speakers Bureau, where we have people who can lead conversations about history, about literature, current events, Native American culture, philosophy, a huge array of things. If you go to our website, humanitiesmontana.org, you can see the catalog. There it is. There's an extensive catalog of programs. And every other year, we send out a call for new programs. We need to keep it interesting, keep it new. We are especially interested this time around in programs on current events, whether it's you can think of it, whether it's gun control or end-of-life issues or
Dark Money in Montana, that's
dark
coming
money.
up.
Yeah, exactly. So programs like that, we're really looking for it. If you have an expertise in any of those areas, it's an online application form. And then what happens is we pay our presenters an honorarium and all of their travel expenses. You only agree to do as many programs as you want. So organizations all over the state will contact you and ask you if you're available to come to Glendive in April.
Oh, that's really great.
And then if you say yes, we pay you to do that. So the deadline is December 15th. It's a fairly involved application. We want to know a lot about you because we want to present only the best. But I would encourage people who do have an expertise in a subject to check us out.
Okay.
That's it.
Well, my news of MCAT 1, Veterans Day is coming up.
Yes.
So for that reason, we're not going to have our training on the second Wednesday as we always do.
Right.
So we're going to have a training for MCAT on the very first Wednesday in November, and it's like November the 4th. Obviously a week earlier. So it will be here at MCAT 500 North Higgins at 5:30 p.m. You get a tour of the facility. You see some of the things that you can borrow or use at MCAT as a bona fide member, and you find out how to be a bona fide member in that brief 1-hour training and tour. So that's being held a week earlier. Yes, on our website, I wanted to tell people, and Scott, you can click on either one, channel 189 or 190, but we have a much, much easier to use video on demand presentation. Yay. So here it's laid out in a grid like people are used to for Vimeo or YouTube, and our latest programs are on these pages on the channel. And if you want to see something and you say, I can't wait for that, then you can click video on demand and you can watch it on your laptop, your desktop, your mobile phone, for goodness sake. Here's Cheryl Nothey, former poet laureate of the state of Montana, doing some presentation. So that's interesting to us. And there's Segue back to Mason Good. You saw that amazing clip when we came in of slow motion rain. Mason made that. He is helping MCAT with our Saturday drop-in 1 to 5 p.m. stop animation for kids 9 to 13 because Mason worked on summer camps. Thanks for stopping by, even though you're working here now.
So I helped out with summer camps at MCAT this year. I think we had 5, 6, something like that.
Yeah.
And it was a great turnout this year. It was pretty successful. So, and one of the big things that took off during those summer camps and we really discovered were good and kids were really into was stop animation. And what stop animation is basically you set up something in the studio or you can even do it on a computer and just basically there's one picture and you move something a little bit and you take another picture and you keep doing that until it looks almost like a video, but it's easy to tell how much hard work has gone into it. And the kids were really into it and created some pretty awesome videos. And the parents really liked it and the kids really enjoyed it. So we decided we wanted to do a Saturday drop-in stop-motion animation camp, or just kind of a drop-in thing on Saturdays. Parents can come and drop their kids off while they go and do something, and the kids can have fun, and we'll take care of them. So what it is 1 to 5 on Saturdays in October. And I think it's going to be early November, too.
Oh, I think so. I think we'll try to do it through the year, but there'll be breaks, for like Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Yeah.
Because the response has been amazing, right?
So we've done it twice, and we had a bunch of kids.
Yeah, so the first time there was just a few kids kind of feeling it out, and then this past Saturday, there was a huge turnout. We had like 10 kids, and everyone was doing something different, and they created multiple different projects, and it turned out well. So
yeah, and if you come after 3, it's $5. Because not everyone wants to stay the whole 4 hours.
Oh, right.
We're gonna start some refinements and innovations like snacks.
Yeah,
seems important. And because we did that at summer camp, but we didn't think it through right for Saturday. So there will be like a snack time, and probably like a share time where kids will come together and look at animations that other kids their age had made, or maybe they'll look at some innovative stuff that could be inspiring to them. So
great idea.
That's the shout out to parents, caregivers, what have you. If you are interested in the program, it is here at 500 North Higgins. We're on the northwest corner of Spruce and Higgins, and we're open for business. Probably the Saturday of Thanksgiving. I guess we got to talk,
probably
but maybe not, but maybe, I don't know.
Okay, so Saturdays 1 to 5.
That's it.
$10?
$10 or $5 if you come after 3.
You can't beat this. This is
I don't
a great
think you can beat
idea.
that.
No.
Yeah.
No. And kids are learning a skill.
Yeah, they're not just sitting in front of a television or something. They're
And they
working.
also,
Yeah, they're making a television.
So-
you can't escape it.
the other thing is they were, and what me and a couple of the other instructors, Scott and Noel, who also work here and were helping out, we kind of decided that the kids were really interested in, actually, one of them was really focused on it, and I'll just talk about him for a second. His dad's 50th birthday was coming up, so what he did was he took a whiteboard and made like one line and just went through the whole process. Like some kids will do like one letter, take a picture, and then do another letter, and it ends up being like 10 seconds, 15 seconds. But this kid was so into it, and he drew like one little part of a G, and then another little part, and another little part, and it was like 400 frames long. It was like 30 seconds, and it looked amazing. So
talk about learning patience too. I mean, that's a life skill.
Yeah, it's definitely something kids take home and can look back on in 5, 10, 15 years. Go, hey, I made that. Look where I've come
Well,
now.
and the most popular MCAT clip on YouTube is the zombie vampire Legos clip, and it's been viewed like 110,000 times. 110,000 times.
Wow. Yeah.
It's like a 2-minute Lego. So those are the things kids have to work with. Play-Doh, and they got to keep it off the floor. Legos, and also the dry erase board where they could do lots of drawing.
Oh, there we
like
go.
Here
There's
Scott's
some
showing
Legos.
an example. Yeah, like the Legos board. And also, these guys are good with special effects to jazz up the kids.
Right.
Thing like, see the head is coming in like it's being teleported.
Right.
Or what have you. And they're also using probably some element of chroma key or something's going on, where the foreground and the background are married electronically.
Right.
Yeah.
And then Legos have come up with like these figures that are sort of humanoid,
Yeah.
and then not so humanoid, and so on. But this is how they're, there's some examples of special effects.
Right.
So that's it.
Fun.
Well, Mason, thank you for coming on the show and telling kids about it. So Mason's one of the counselors, Noel and Scott are the 3 that make it happen, and I've been here just to see how it's going.
Oh, you're
So I might be in the background,
always
kids.
here.
Anyway, should we go?
Yeah, I think
We've
that's
done
it.
enough
We're,
for
oh my gosh,
the
it's
afternoon?
it's
time.
definitely 5 o'clock.
Yeah. Well, thank you, dear viewers, for joining us for this edition of Missoula Live, and we'll see you, Lord willing, in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah. So for MCAT, I'm Joel Baird,
And I'm Kim Anderson.
and we'll see you next time.